Hey everyone, and welcome to day 21. At the end of our third week, we're taking the opportunity to embrace love. So at the end of this series, the last 2 days will be all about love. You'll see. For now, what comes to mind when you think of love? Loving, the action of love. I'll give you some ideas as we move through practice. So let's get started. Find Sukhasana, easy cross-legged position, and once found, gently allow your eyes to close. With your eyes closed, begin drawing your breath in and out through your nose, rooting down through your sitting bones, and lifting up through both sides of your waistline. Drawing down through your tailbone, connecting with earth, and at the same time, feeling yourself lift through the crown of your head, connecting with the sky. Notice how your breathing changed. So how can we demonstrate love? Here's some things to consider. Give, to be responsible, being responsible for your actions. To respect, to look again, to read again, respect, see. To know, and perhaps even deeper, to know without knowing, with certainty, just a sense of knowing. To act with humility. So as we go through our practice, an opportunity to approach everything as new. Just because our practice was one way, one day, doesn't mean today will be the same. To be courageous, to care, and intimate. To commit. So you might notice all the things that you've been doing during this sequence of classes all had to do with perhaps the action of love, being loving. And folding your hands together in front of your heart, just look for yourself whether there was one or two or three words that stood out for you today that you want to focus on when you think about love. Choosing that word or those words for yourself and bringing them back to no matter what movement we do, that's what you're embodying. Release your hands back down to your thighs. Allow your eyes to very gently open. And let's start warming up. Come to your hands and knees. A nice, solid, steady foundation here to start. Strong arms, hips over the knees. Begin tilting the top rim of your pelvis forward. Pull those low back muscles up and in. Bottom tips of the shoulder blades drawing together, lifting your heart, lift your gaze. And you're in cow. Drawing into cat. Pull the low belly in, draw the tailbone down. Take the top rim of your pelvis back, but your pelvis is still right over the knees. Inhale, come back into cow. And exhale, round into cat. And doing a few more on your own, but using the strength in your body. Begin opening. Now come back to your neutral spine and we'll go side to side. So swing your hips to the left and then look over your left shoulder at your hips. Swing your hips right and look over your right shoulder. And then do a few more of those on your own. Savoring each moment, breathing into it. And again, coming back to neutral spine, step your right foot forward, right between your hands. You can always pad your knee if you need to, because we are going to be on the knee. And when you're ready, strong legs, hands to your right thigh, and stretch. So play with now bringing your pelvis forward, top of thigh keeps pulling back, and then come back a little bit, and go in deep again, and back, and forward, and back. And then come down, right foot comes back, and go the other side. Setting yourself up, hands to the front thigh when you're ready. Respecting yourself and your practice, and then moving, pelvis forward and back. A few times. Going to your edge to start expanding your edges, your boundaries. And then come back, hands to the floor, step the left leg back, downward facing dog stretch. And maybe you want to bicycle your legs, bending your right knee and reaching your left heel down to the ground. Bending your left knee, reaching right heel to the ground. A few more like this. Now come back to center. Try bending your elbows out to the sides. Stay here. Draw the bottom tips of your shoulder blades together. Lift your heart. Feel the shoulder blades strongly on the back. Keep that. And straighten the arms. Bend and straighten, keeping the shoulder blades right on the back. See how that feels. Bend and back. Keep the arms straight. So as the arm bones lift up to support the shoulders, see if you can pull your heart through without collapsing in the middle of your back. And then look in between your hands and walk or jump your feet forward. Uttanasana. Bow in. And then hands to your hips. Elbows point up. Inhale, come up to standing. Release your arms down by your sides, Tadasana. From Tadasana, let's come down on to our bellies. So let's come into Sphinx. So you're going to come onto your forearms, and you're going to use your legs and your shoulders to open up your chest. So turn your leg bones in, and then if you do that with no abs, then you just lift the pelvis off the ground. So turn the thigh bones in and lift up on your pelvic floor and take your sacrum right above the tailbone, take it forward so it's on the floor. Now lengthen from hip bones to armpits, get long. Then you start turning this into a back bend. Bottom tips of the shoulder blades, draw them together. Lift your heart. Because the heart lifts, then the head lifts. And breathe. Just breathe with what you're feeling. Now lower down, place your hands like you're about to do cobra. Those legs are still working nice and strong. Inhale, lift up into cobra, Bhujangasana. Then you're going to twist. So take your left leg, draw the lower limbs in towards the midline, push the inner thigh, the left sitting bone to the left, the waistline all to the left. Lengthen the tailbone, look over your right shoulder, look at your right foot. Inhale, center. Other side. So this time it's the right lower leg drawing in, right inner thigh and sitting bone and waistline even to the right. Draw the tailbone into that space so that you have room to twist. Looking at your left foot. Inhale, center. Exhale, lower. Hands underneath forehead. Take a breath. This is where you might need your strap. So if you don't have a strap, don't even worry about it. But you probably have a belt, or maybe you don't want to get one. So again, don't worry about it. We're going to do Ardha Dhanurasana. So with the belt, you make a little loop. Without the belt, everyone together is going to take your left forearm out in front of you. And then you're already in a back bend. So make sure that your pelvis is on the ground and your pubic bone is pushing into the ground, lifting up to your heart. This is going to protect your low back and working the legs, right? Okay, so I've made a loop. Everyone together bend your right knee bent. And then you're going to take this loop that you've made with your strap. You're going to make the loop small. Okay? All it needs to do is go around your foot. There you go. Or, so the loop goes around your foot, or the hand grabs the foot if it's available to you. So first, lift up, and then the hand comes like so. The elbow lifts up like that, and you're pushing actively the foot into the hand to lift the chest more. Or the hand is you can grab the outside of the foot here and push the foot. And that's going to give you a nice shoulder opener. Now, all you have to do now, keep that, and take your ribs and turn them from right to left, because they're going to want to turn clockwise. You'll feel it. And this is going to protect your back here. As you open your chest, and then release. Now the other side, you know what's coming. Right forearm down, either the loop around the foot, which, yeah, that's the hardest part. So you can see the hand, the arm better on this side. Oops. Now, or the hand is grab the foot. My loop's a little big. Now, elbow swings up. And then wherever you are, ribs turn left to right. And then release, come down onto the floor, and you check in with your body. So let's do a nice little Sphinx pose. And then lower down. And this is when you decide, okay, if that was like your back is going, I didn't like that very much. I need to just work on one side and then the other. You're going to do the left, the right and the left again. The rest of us are going to do Dhanurasana full. So if you like, bend both knees. When you bend both knees, if you have low back pain immediately and you can't get out of it, you're not going any further. It's not going to magically go away. It's your body telling you, hey, I'm not ready to do this. So sometimes the pelvis, I'm going to exaggerate, lifts off the ground when you do this, in which case you're going to take your sacrum right above the tailbone, pull it forward till the pubic bone goes into the ground. Lift your low belly off of the ground and then grab the feet. So this helps your pelvis go the right way around. Pull your pinky toes to the floor. Inhale, lift everything off the body, off the mat now, except for your pelvis. Lift your heart, breathe. So the head does not come forward. Pull the base of the ear straight back. Imagine your powerful legs, how much they're helping you. Take your love and shine it forth. And exhale, release, hands underneath forehead. Opportunity to do another one or stay right here and rest. If you've got one more in you, bend your knees. Reach back, grab hold. Set yourself up so the legs are not, the feet are not way out wide. You'll never get up. So bring them hip bone width apart and then gather right into the center of the pelvis and inhale, lift. It's right about now when you remember your friend going, oh yeah, yoga. Nice little bit of stretching. Exhale, release. Hands underneath your head. Take a breath. Let's reverse. Let's press ourselves up and then come to a seated position. So you can sit down onto your heels. If that just feels horrible, this is Vajrasana. Then you go into your cross-legged position. Doesn't matter what you take. We're just looking for a seated position here. And then inhale your arms overhead. Exhale, twisting left hand to the outside of right thigh, right hand behind. And then notice where your torso is and spin directly over the center axis of your pelvis rather than leaning back, left, or right. Inhale, center, reach your arms up. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, lower the arms down. Child's pose, very, very gently. So you're going to sit down onto your heels, not going down yet. Push the floor away. Breathe. So probably we'll stay here. Some of you may be able to go deeper right now. Otherwise, just be okay with this. We just did a lot of back bending. We're slowly transitioning. Now, come to your backs. And now we'll draw our knees into our chest. Now, as you draw your knees into your chest, notice if the tailbone lifted off the ground. And gently bring the tailbone down to the floor and then draw the knees in again. Feel the grounding action that this has for you. Now, feet to the floor, knees, soles of feet together, knees open. Arms by your side, Supta Baddha Konasana. Hands to the outsides of your legs. Draw your legs together. Shivasana. Making any necessary adjustments that you need to do to be comfortable. Throwing a blanket underneath your knees, bending your knees, whatever you need to do. You may stay here longer if you like. If you're ready, begin deepening your breath and bringing small movements into your body. Inhale, stretching your arms overhead, pointing your toes. And exhaling your arms back down by your sides, bending your knees. Rolling onto one side. And pressing yourself up to a seated position. Closing your eyes, folding your hands together in front of your heart. This reminder that you're coming to your mat from your heart, giving. Bring your hands back down to your thighs, palms face up. And make sure that you're comfortable so that you can sit here for a few moments. And I invite you to imagine, much like we did at the beginning of the week, imagine a moment of love with someone else, a particular moment in time with them, or a moment in a place or an experience that you had when you were just completely filled with love. And take yourself back to that moment. Feeling it completely and totally. Feeling how that moment defined you, changed you. Let yourself be completely immersed in this moment. Now I invite you to imagine that moment as a picture, as a photo. You're freezing in time. And allow yourself to feel that, see it, beginning now, and stick with it. Just see that moment, feel it, be with it. And immediately let it go. The screen goes black. Hold your hands together in front of your heart once more, feeling the love for yourself, for your practice and for you taking the time for you as an expression of your love for yourself and for everyone in your life. We'll be re-examining love in different aspects of it at the end of this series, so don't worry, there's more opportunity for love. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. Namaste.